In today's episode, I list some stuff, I pack some stuff, and undoubtedly I probably moan about eBay. Cue the intro. Hello folks, and welcome to the channel. I'm your host Andrew. I am a part-time eBay and Amazon reseller, and I thought, because I like to think, that I would have some daily vlogs going on of life as a part-time reseller, mostly to show how it's not actually that easy and it requires a lot of effort and commitment, and in an attempt to try and give an honest portrayal of the challenges and the ups and downs. Now, I want to try and do daily vlogs every day. I can tell you now, I'm going to fail at that, but I like to set the ambition high. Life does get in the way though, so there will be times when I won't be able to, but let's try it. Let's see how it does. Let's see how it goes. So, my priorities today and for the rest of this week are basically to focus on the eBay side of things. eBay's doing really well at the minute. There is the 15% off thing that eBay are doing, the payday whatever discount code that's running all week on my store that's brought in a lot of sales over the last couple of days. Although so far today it is 10 past 10 on a Wednesday. I'm on my break from work and I've had no sales as of yet. So hopefully things will pick up a bit later in the day. It's still very early at the moment. How I structure my day can vary because I've had quite a lot of sales recently. I've got a bit of a backlog of shipping, so I'm going to focus on getting my shipping done, and then I'm going to try and list probably 30 odd items today, which sounds like quite a lot, but I mainly concentrate on books and media these days, particularly during the week, because I find that that's really quick, easy to list, quick and easy to research. These days I'm experimenting with doing the drafts first, so when I've got a bit of a break from work I'll knock together a few drafts and then I will add the photos in the evening. The house is a bit of a mess at the minute, working on that because I want to get it up for sale, so it's not ideal for listing stuff. When everything is organised and properly set up, I can easily smash out 50 listings plus a day, but at the minute it's a bit less organised, so I need to cater for that. Anyway, let's show you some examples of the stuff I'll be shipping. We've got a Wazzy, can't even say it. We've got a jigsaw puzzle. I'm not even going to try and pronounce the brand. I know it's jigsaw backwards. I can barely say jigsaw forwards. So, yeah. We have got Halo Combat Evolved on PC. The PC version does better than the Xbox version. So if you bundle the Xbox Halo release with Halo 2, you probably tend to get a few quid. We've got a random auto buck. These aren't really worth much, so I wouldn't recommend picking these up if you see them about, unless they're like 10p or something. This gone for £6.15. We've got various other books. Yeah, this seems to be mainly books. We've got a Spice Girls CD, Step to Me. This used to be worth a bit of money, but these days, well, this one went for £4.49, so not really worth picking up. But there you go. Yeah, the rest just seems to be books, and there's a Harry Potter mug over there that I got for £1 in B&M that sold for £8, I think, £8 or £9. I have done quite a lot of shipping yesterday, but yeah, there's probably about 13 or 14 things that I still need to pack up and ship. I have got some mystery boxes of items I've already shipped as well. I tend to use the eBay boxes because I just like the imagery of it, you know. It looks a bit more professional to me. They're probably not the cheapest boxes. I'm sure you could get cheaper boxes from the likes of Kite and wherever. But I don't know, I just like the corporate branding, so that's what I do. Anyway, I'm going to concentrate on my shipping now. I will be back soon to talk more. Okay, so it's now lunchtime. I've managed to pack 2 orders on my break. I think I've got another 8 or 9 I need to pack. So that'll be my activity over lunch. I haven't had any sales yet today. My last sale was probably about 10 o'clock last night, which, given I've got over 2,600 active listings, is a little too long to go without sale. So I'm going to show you a little trick that I do when my sales seem to be stagnating, that usually works to kickstart them. So we'll switch over to the screen recording if I can get that working. Okay, so when sales have stagnated, there's a couple of things I do. The first thing I do is to restart my promoted listing campaign. I know promoted listings is a controversial subject, but the simple truth is they work, so I use them. Yes, it means I give more fees to eBay, which is not great, but those fees translate into a lot more views on my listings, and therefore some of those views convert into additional sales that I wouldn't have got otherwise, which ultimately increases my turnover, bringing in more cash flow to the business. And cash flow is king, queen, or I'm not sure what the non-binary term is, but cash flow is top trumps, folks. You really do need good cash flow in this, in any business. So the first thing I do is I end the current campaign. We can see that started on the 13th of March, so it's been going for 2 weeks now, so it is, starting to stagnate. So that is ended. Now you need to wait about at least probably 10 minutes before creating a new campaign, because it takes at least that long for eBay to catch up to the instruction you've just given it to end your existing campaign before it recognizes that it's ended, and then gives you the details or the listings back again to start a new campaign. So we're going to come back in about 15 minutes, start a new campaign, and then I'll show you the second trick that I do after my campaign is started. And I'm pretty confident that doing this will mean that by the end of the day I will have sales as well. If I don't, I'll be back on later crying about it. But yeah, I'll show you the next couple of stages in what'll be about 15 minutes for me, but will probably just be a couple of seconds for you. Back in a bit. Okay, let's move me out of the way. Right. So it's been about 15 minutes. I managed to pack a couple of orders in that time. I am on my lunch before anyone starts talking about me working during working hours. So I'm going to start a new campaign. I just do promoted listing standard campaigns. I have experimented with others, the advanced, and I can't remember what the new campaign is. I've not had great results with them. In fact, I probably will do a separate video that sort of outlines my experiences of different types of promoted listing campaigns, because I think that might be useful for people to hear about. If you do think it'd be useful, do comment below to say that you'd like to see it. Put promoted listings or something like that as a comment. That's simple enough for me. Right, anyway, it should have been enough time elapsed for me to create a new campaign. It may not have been, but we'll find out. So I'll click on create new campaign, as I say, promoted listing standard. I do it this way with a simple campaign. Other people may use automated or bulk routes. I haven't really explored those, to be honest. I just do what I know works for me. Start date is today. I don't bother setting an end date. I don't bother setting a campaign name because the generic one is good enough. I do use the dynamic ad rate. I do set a cap on it. I've experimented a lot, and I find 10% is the ideal cap for me personally. Your business might be different. You might be able to do 2% promoted and all the rest of it, but this is just what works for me after a lot of experimenting and tinkering. So hopefully, yeah, there's 2,790 listings there that are eligible for me to include, which is just about everything I've got listed at the minute. There's a lot of listings. I'm just adjusting the screen at the bottom so it shows 500 items rather than 100, because otherwise it will take me ages to work through this. I just go back to the top and select everything that's in there. Ignore this little graphy thing that comes at the bottom, because it really does, it can't cope with the number of listings I've got. It will error in a bit. In fact, I'll move this out of the way so you can see, yeah, that performance chart. So there's 6 pages I got to go through here, so it does take a couple of minutes to go through. Keep an eye on, there's a stat to keep an eye on, but I can't remember where it is now. So yeah, sorry, it's at the bottom here. It tells you how many listings you've got selected. Sometimes, for whatever reason, it won't select everything. It'll miss a couple, and you have to go back in and do an adjustment later on. You can do that from your main seller hub page though if you're on a business seller account. So that's 1,000 selected at the minute. We're on to page 3. This is top thrilling, entertaining content. This is the stuff that, you know, really turns me on when I'm watching other people doing it. So apologies if you are getting bored now. I'm just as bored doing this, but this kind of tinkering under the hood, if you're American, I don't know why I'm using Americanism, tinkering under the bonnet is the kind of thing that just keeps your store fresh and active, other than also listing stuff, which I recommend doing every day. And even if you can't list every day, there's various ways that you can list every day by creating draft banks and just putting listings live, or scheduling listings. I definitely recommend having stuff going live every day. I don't actually do that myself, which is bad. That's a process I need to implement. I just tend to list stuff as and when I can, which is why my sales are a bit sporadic and not as consistent as they could be, to be fair. So that's something, a business process that I will be looking at changing. I've got a lot of business processes I want to change after I move. You see here, our graph says something went wrong. That's why I say just ignore it. I think it works for up to like 1,000 listings and it just breaks. Right, so we've got 2,790 listings selected. So it's copied everything in. So click launch. I'll probably get to my listing homepage and find that I've got more than 2,790 listings. But yeah, that's launched. You might find on your shop, when you go through a promoted listing campaign and get to the end and launch it, that a different screen pops up that's trying to get you to use promoted listings advanced. Be really careful with that screen and don't click yes, because it'll start launching a promoted listing campaign advanced thing that you'll get charged for, and it's not good. That's cost me money before. There is a way to dismiss that pop-up so it doesn't come up, which I've done, which is why it doesn't come up for me. I think there's a box you can click on it, so just look really closely at that pop-up if it comes up for you. So now we click on listings. I've got 2,792, and I've missed 2 in the pull. So I'm just going to give this a couple of minutes, because at the minute it's showing the thing as pro listing standard is eligible. It's not showing what's promoted. The reason it's missed 2 might be because I've somehow got another campaign running as well, because it's really, really easy to like have multiple campaigns running without noticing. It's not the best interface at telling what's happening and what's not happening. To be honest, you have to pay a lot of attention. But I'm going to come back in a couple of minutes to this screen, have a look to see that everything is promoted, and then I'll show you what my next trick is that I do to get to try and give the store a bit of a boost. So I will be back uno momento. And I've pressed the wrong button to end the recording. Okay, so as I thought, it has missed 2 listings. I've got 2,792 active listings at the minute, and there's 2,790 promoted, and it just says here, I don't know if you can see this on the screen, probably can't if you're watching the TV, but anyway, it says promoted listed standards eligible 2. So I'm just going to click on there and wait for it to load, and then I am going to just click on the actions button, to select both those. Then I'm going to click on promote. I'm going to click on the radio button to say promote listing standard. It will automatically select my existing campaign, which is cool, and it will apply the rules I've already set up with a 10% cap, etc. So I'm just going to click apply on there and watch those. Well, it's done one of them. It has not promoted the other. This is a bit of a buggy interface, to be honest. Yeah, it's not letting me promote the other one, so it has promoted that. It just hasn't pulled through onto the screen. These are just the sort of the little tiny bugs and glitches that you get used to as you get through the eBay sort of process and interface. So that'll probably show as eligible for promoting for the next 15-20 minutes, maybe even half an hour, but it will drop off at some point. I've got an offer I can send out, so I'm just going to quickly send an offer. Looks like it's on a mug. They've got listed for $16.95. I like to give healthy discounts because I pay very little for my cost of goods. Sorry, my cost of goods is very little, so I like to give big discounts. I don't allow counter offers though for that reason. So I'm just going to send out an offer. That's listed for 17 quid. I'm going to send out an offer of £10.99 on it. It will have cost me about 50p. At most £1. I never pay more than £1 for a mug. So that offer's gone out. So now I'm going to go back to all my active listings. I'm going to show you my next trick. Normally I would wait another half an hour or so for that promoted listing that hasn't quite pulled through, has been promoted yet to show, but it's not going to make a massive difference. So currently got nothing showing because again eBay is stupid, and when I click on active listings it takes me to the ones that I can send an offer on. So I'm going to click on my listings button at the top here. Hopefully it will bring me to all 2,792 active listings that I've got, which it has done. Excellent. So my next trick, just to give eBay a bit of a kick, I don't know if these tricks work or not, but they seem to get results for me, so this is why I do them, is to do a bulk edit on everything. I have to do 2 because the number of listings I've got means the bulk edit tool will only handle 2,000 at a time. I'm going to go edit and I'm going to edit listings 1 to 2,000. This will take a couple of minutes to pull through, just because of the amount of data that's got to put onto the screen. You can see a little counter at the bottom that says how many are coming through. We're going up to 1,400 so far, so it's, it's relatively quick. It doesn't take more than a minute or two to pull, well, probably more than a minute to pull all 2,000 through, which it looks like it has now done. And it's given me some errors where it's lost data, so you will find this as well. And I've got a phone call coming in, so just bear with me a second. And I pressed the wrong button, so I can't even end the recording. Gotta get you. Okay, so as I thought, it has missed 2 listings. I've got 792 active listings at the minute, and there's 2,790 promoted, and it just says here, I don't know if you can see this on the screen, probably can't if you're watching the TV, but anyway, it says promoted listed standards eligible 2. So I'm just going to click on there and wait for it to load, and then I am going to just click on the actions button to select both those. Then I'm going to click on promote. I'm going to click on the radio button to say promote listing standard. It will automatically select my existing campaign, which is cool, and it will apply the rules I've already set up with a 10% cap, etc. So I'm just going to click apply on there and watch those. Well, it's done one of them. It has not promoted the other. This is a bit of a buggy interface, to be honest. Yeah, it's not letting me promote the other one, so it has promoted that. It just hasn't pulled through onto the screen. These are just the sort of the little tiny bugs and glitches that you get used to as you get through the eBay sort of process and interface. So that'll probably show as eligible for promoting for the next 15-20 minutes, maybe even half an hour, but it will drop off at some point. I've got an offer I can send out, so I'm just going to quickly send an offer. Looks like it's on a mug. They've got listed for $16.95. I like to give healthy discounts because I pay very little for my cost of goods. Sorry, my cost of goods is very little, so I like to give big discounts. I don't allow counter offers though for that reason. So I'm just going to send out an offer. That's listed for 17 quid. I'm going to send out an offer of £10.99 on it. It will have cost me about 50p. At most £1. I never pay more than £1 for a mug. So that offer's gone out. So now I'm going to go back to all my active listings. I'm going to show you my next trick. Normally I would wait another half an hour or so for that promoted listing that hasn't quite pulled through, has been promoted yet, to show, but it's not going to make a massive difference. So currently got nothing showing because, again, eBay is stupid, and when I click on active listings it takes me to the ones that I can send an offer on. So I'm going to click on my listings button at the top here. Hopefully it will bring me to all 2,792 active listings that I've got, which it has done. Excellent. So my next trick, just to give eBay a bit of a kick, I don't know if these tricks work or not, but they seem to get results for me, so this is why I do them, is to do a bulk edit on everything. I have to do 2 because the number of listings I've got means the bulk edit tool will only handle 2,000 at a time. I'm going to go edit, and I'm going to edit listings 1 to 2,000. This will take a couple of minutes to pull through, just because of the amount of data that's got to put onto the screen. You can see a little counter at the bottom that says how many are coming through. We're going up to 1,400 so far, so it's, it's relatively quick. It doesn't take more than a minute or two to pull, well, probably more than a minute to pull all 2,000 through, which it looks like it has now done. And it's given me some errors where it's lost data, so you will find this as well. And I've got a phone call coming in, so just bear with me a second. And I pressed the wrong button, so I can't even end the recording. Gotta get you. Okay, hopefully we're on the right screen now. So yeah, this is something you'll find when you are doing this process. eBay loses data. They say it doesn't, but it really does, because you can't list an item in the books category without the author, the name, etc. So I'm going to submit these, and then I'm going to see what listings have an error on, and I'm going to go and correct those. It's going to be a long vlog today, actually, to be fair. Yeah, the processing listings, again, that takes a minute or two. I won't make you go through all this stuff again on future vlogs because I'll just refer back to this one, but for the first one, let's show some useful tips. Might even try and cut out this video at some point and do it as a separate release as well, but I have no clue how to do any of that, really, because that's like a level of editing that I just don't reach. So for the time being, it'll form part of this. But yeah, okay, so it's processed all 2. It's got 1. It's got an issue, so I click on fix errors. And I'm going to go in and edit that item, which is one that's been listed for quite a while, actually, to be fair. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy the title, because most of the time it's usually a title issue. Okay, type. I'm just going to put text but there because it doesn't really matter. Author. I'm going to put unknown, which normally comes up as an option but hasn't on this. I'm going to put on unknown, and then I'm going to put the publication name, which I just copied from my listing title, and I can click the plus button, so that goes in. And eBay's going to take a few seconds to save that details before I can press the done button, which is now done. That should have cleared all the errors. It has. I'm going to click submit, and it's going to put that listing through with the data that was missing back in it. As I say, that is all information that was already provided at the time of listing, so it is annoying when eBay drops it off. And I get the impression that when it loses data like that, it starts to suppress the listing as well. So it's really important actually to go through this process and check your listings every so often. Even if you're not doing promoted listings, it's still important to refresh your store. I'm now going on the next 792 items to get those done as well. And again, this will tell me if anything has dropped. Yeah, and it's the same issue again. It's missing author and type. So I'm just going to submit all of those items. They are required specifics on a listing, so I have to go in and put it through. You can skip out of this and not put them in, but really you should be putting them in anyway. So it's just processing those, and it's going to leave me with the one that's got left. So we click fix errors. I'm not exiting, so I want to fix these errors. And this is the model occupation. Okay, so there's all kinds of details in there in the title. I'm going to click on the pencil to edit the listing. This is a recent listing as well, like literally only been listed within the last few weeks. I can tell because it's got a white background because I remember listing it. So I've copied the title. Again, I'm going to select that as a textbook. It's got the publication name in this time, hasn't got the author's name, and it won't quite copy that in, but I remember it was Madeline Bunting. So I'm going to type that in as Madeline Bunting. You've got to click this tick here, which is annoying as well, before you put it in. The user interface is not great there. As soon as I typed it in, it should just accept it. Yeah, Madeline. Not even sure I spelt the name Madeline right in there. Let me just have a look on the. Can I open a picture? Madeline Bunting. Okay, she's got an interesting spelling of Madeline, so I'm just gonna go in and copy and paste that across. So it's like really fun, really fussy, process sometimes doing this. And now what it does is it keeps the old one and the new one. And I can't remember what the correct spelling is already, so I'm gonna clear both of those. Right, start again. Let's put that in. This is fiddly. That's the word I'm looking for. This is a really fiddly process. And it's still not doing it because I've got to press the tick. There we go. Right. I recommend doing this once a week because if you leave it for too long and it's losing too many specifics, imagine having to go through and do this, the pain you'd feel. Doing 1 or 2 a week, not so bad, but doing 20, 30, 40, mind-numbing. Right, so those are all refreshed now. And it should show us everything is promoted now. Just had enough time. Still showing that one there, not promoted, but that should clear in the next few hours, hopefully. We'll come back and find out if I remember. Right, so we're in that stage of the recording. It is my lunchtime, so I do actually want to make some lunch. I've still got shipping to do as well, so I've got to try and make lunch, eat lunch, and do the remainder of my shipping. I think I've got 3 items left that need to go out today, so it's only like 5-10 minutes to do that, and lunch should only take a few minutes as well. And I've got half an hour, so I should just be able to do all that. So when I come back, I will show you everything packed up. I'm finishing work at 4. I'm trying to get finished at 4 today as well. I work 8 till 4. I usually take an hour for lunch. I never ever finish at 4. It always goes past, but the problem I face is if it goes much past 4, I get stuck in traffic on the way to the depot. Everything takes twice as long, and I'm all about the time efficiency at the minute. Anyway, I'm rambling. When I come back, I'll show you my pile of parcels ready to go to the Yodel depot. And I'm still pressing the wrong buttons when they record. So we have packed the eBay orders. I've got a few minutes break now from work, so I am going to go and put these in the van and grab some stock out the van to list. So back in the van, full of boxes of stock, some of which I'm going to take to the unit to store, some of which I'm going to pull out now, ready for listing tonight. I want to try and get about 30 odd items listed tonight if I can, but I'm a bit behind schedule, to be honest, so it might just be about 20, but we'll see. So, nice stack of books and media. We've got everything from VHS to DVDs to CDs to computer games. and an actual board game as well. So lots and lots of different types of media. I will get most of this on. There'll be a couple of items in there that aren't worth listing. These are just big bundles of stuff I get quite cheap from contacts. We've got a Mrs. Hinch signed book there, so that might be worth a few quid, but I don't think there's anything going to be worth massive money here. This is sealed, so I picked it up, otherwise I probably wouldn't bother. But yeah, there's a good number of listings to put on, and some of this stuff, like the computer games, will probably go quite quickly as well. Some of the things like the books will be longer tail, but it's all activity that will go onto the store and increase the amount of listings I've got on there, and hopefully bring in some sales. Just dropped off my letters at the post office, so just pop into Bernardo's now. There's the van outside it. See if we can get some stock. So not a bad trip to Bernardo's. 44 paperback books, all for bundles. We have got a Declan Nerney signed CD. It was £1, and we have got a brand new C.S. Lewis unabridged CD that was £2. That'll be about 12 to 15. Same with that. The whole lot cost me £14. So money's back on those two. The rest, there's a couple of bundles in there that'll make up, and the other stuff is just to add to existing bundles that I'm creating. And now I'm going to go to the unit and empty the van because it's far too full. I thought as I'm emptying the van I would just give you sight of one of my 2 units. This is the unlisted one. It's a little chocker at the minute. This is just stuff that I need to put into tubs. The tubs are there, I just haven't had a chance to do it. It's a bit round here, but there is plenty of space there once I get rid of all this cardboard that I've cut up. This unit I am going to be keeping on for the foreseeable future, even after my move to Prestatyn, because I still come to Wrexham sourcing every weekend is the plan. But eventually I will be working through this unit, and I'm actually going to take a couple of boxes out of it tonight of stock to list. So as I bring more stock into it that needs sorting through, I actually take some out as well. So it actually just sort of remains at this level. Although at the minute it does need a little bit of tidying, get rid of all this cardboard and get this stuff boxed up. It's just been too cold and wet for me to do it, to be honest. So here I am in my listed stock unit, where you can see various bits of RA that are slowly selling through. Lots of books, various other items knocking around. Picking orders. I won't do an order picking video. Might do one in the future, but at the minute I just want to get my stuff picked and get out of here because it's cold and wet outside and I want to go home and list some stuff. But I thought I'd just give you a bit of a view of the unit. Okay, so I'm back at home. I've just been popping on some drafts. I've got about 15 or 16 done so far, so I'm about halfway through what I need to draft. But sales have been popping in since I did the tweaks that I showed earlier in the video, which is good. I'm on about £92 of sales now, which is not bad considering up until I finished work I was on 0. So yeah, a few sales have come in. Picked my orders obviously on the unit, not a huge amount because it's basically just a few from yesterday and whatever had come in today at that point. Show you a couple of items. We have sold a Wigan Warriors official merchandise rugby shirt. This is brand new with tags. This cost me £4.50 on Sunday. It's gone out for £16.99 free shipping. Don't tend to pick up clothing, but when it's sealed brand new in a bag like that, it's dead easy to picture it, because it's just front, back, a couple of close-ups, job done. I'm not measuring or anything like that because it's in a sealed bag. So that was really quick turnaround, quick profit. We have sold a book that cost me 10p for £8. So, you know, a couple of good profit in that. It is a little bit heavy, so it will be over 2 kilos to ship. Another book that cost me like 25p has gone for £8 as well, which is Intimate Strangers. This one has hung around for a while, actually. Good to see that one go out, and that will go large letter as well. And actually, on that point of large letters, the task I'm going to do now is I am going to end every listing I've got that is £4.95 or below, because I do free shipping. Royal Mail are increasing their prices quite substantially for large letters, to the point where I can't make the profit I want from a £4.95 item, which is £1. I always aim to make at least £1 per item. Can't make that profit anymore, so therefore I'm going to take everything that's £4.95 or below, which is about 100 listings roughly, off my store. All those items are going to go on auction with a 99p start plus postage. For large letters, I'm going to up my postage to be £3.15 on auction. If it's a small parcel, I'm going to keep it at £3.50. That's a bit more than it costs, because eBay takes about 10% or so off your shipping costs as a final value fee when it's calculating that. So yeah, I'm going to put all those on auction. They won't actually go on auction until next month, because I've used my auction allowance for this month already, and I don't want to pay insertion fees on auction listings, because auctions I sell about 2, maybe 3 items a week if I'm lucky on auction. So it's not worth me paying the insertion fees on it. It'd just be costing me money needlessly. But happy to let stuff trickle through on auction. Like I say, a few items a month go through on auction, usually stuff that I had listed for lower on Buy It Now as well before I took it off. But yeah, that's the plan. So we're going to spend about 10 minutes just ending all those, and then next month they'll all get put up for auction. The lowest priced items on my store will therefore be £5.95 free shipping. Eventually I want to reach a stage where the lowest priced items on my store are £9.95 free shipping, but I've got so much stock in my backlog that is of like the sort of the £6, £7, £8, £9 range, that I want to work through all of that and get that listed and hopefully sold before I start looking at pushing up my value of items listed to a tenner. Yeah, so that's the plan. I'll probably come back to you when I'm doing my photographing for my items later on, and when I've had dinner as well, because it is gone 7 o'clock at night now. So yeah, I want to get some food. Okay, so it's photography time. It is now 9 o'clock at night. I'll have photographed and listed everything by 10, and then we'll be wrapping up. I use a background remover to as well, to just make the listings look nice, and also because, like, you know, there's bits of tape I just can't get off there. I've got my lights. They don't quite point direct at the stuff, because I find that if they point it direct, the light bounces back off and looks really shiny. So I have them angled. Even with the diffuser that happens. But yeah, that's my setup. That's my drink I've just finished. And here's some items, and I've got a list and my huggies to clean them with before I get onto it. So I'm going to crack on with that, get everything listed, and then we'll wrap the video up. Okay, so it is the end of the working day. So it isn't quite, because I probably will do some shipping just to get ahead of tomorrow. Yeah, I probably will do that, but I have listed 32 items today, over £400 of listed value, including shipping on that, so not a bad amount. It took me a couple of hours to do the listing. I spent more time doing shipping and picking orders than I have listing stock, to be honest. We have passed the £100 mark in sales, which is really good. I like to hit £100 in sales every day. That's like my goal every day. So I've achieved that. I don't always achieve that. It's, you know, it is purely dependent on how much I list. And if I go a couple of days without listing, I know I'm not hitting it. for whatever reason, my store just doesn't carry momentum on. I have to keep constantly feeding it to hit the target I've got. But happy that I've hit £100 today. The sort of the getting under the bonnet and tinkering a bit that I showed earlier in the video paid off, and paid off in a good way. And it's, you know, it's 10:30 now that I'm filming this, so there's still time for some more sales to trickle through. But yeah, if you have enjoyed this sort of gaze into a part-timer's world and how much effort it actually is to run a business whilst working full-time, then let me know, comment below. And if you've made it this far in the video, the code word to comment with today is black coffee. So if you comment black coffee, then I know you've made it this far, and well done. And then we can confuse everyone with the comments. But yeah, I am going to do more of this content. I'm going to do daily content. Sometimes it'll be sort of day in the life stuff like this. Other times it'll be specific stuff that's come up. Fridays might just be a live with Drinking with Andrew rather than an actual specific video. Because I think 2 lots of me in one day might be a bit much for people. But yeah, that's the plan. Anyway, thanks for watching this really long video. Remember black coffee if you've made it this far. And see you on the next video. Bye for now.